We got the basic Moroso Seño. Moroso draws two concentric circles, one larger, one smaller. Um, some of the plays on the illustrations of his manual show this as a reference. And my instructor, Ilka Hakaniden, from Maroso.com, Sweden, yes, has an interpretation of El Seño. It's a very personal thing. He taught us that El Seño on Sizer, or it can be maybe translated to longsword, the inner circle is the length of the weapon or the blade, or just the whole length. And the distance between the periphery of that circle and the periphery of the other circle is a step and the blade, or the whole sword. I like to use the whole sword. So that's my take on my instructor's interpretation. It's divided in 8 directions, so it looks like a sun. It's an 8-armed sun. It's really cute. I have drawn it on the 417 yard. And most of the techniques, they move from there, and we see that on the later on the Vedic sources, these very convoluted diagrams of circles and lines of attack, of atajo and quite, acortar, atajar, retirar, of the Iberian master of verdadera destreza, which is basically what the response to the fencing of the time, and a way to codify those teachings and their own interpretation, and get the favor from the court out of their knowledge. Proof knowledge, Francisco Quevedo will say something different, but it really depends on the writer. It was a more enlightened time. It was a very convoluted time in Spain and the very peninsula. So we see the influence of the Italians, and then it comes back and forth, kind of. So these are ways to have a good reference of distance in between and how we shorten that distance. So that's basically with a step the distance I can reach without moving. If I move, obviously the distance goes based on my arm length, which goes a little farther away than from me, usually, unless I take a step. Okay. There is another concept that comes out of this concept of pressure and the physics of the and kinetics of the sword in relation to the body, and the sword of the opponent in relation to the body of the opponent, is basically we can feel that pressure. The moment we contact the blade, we should learn in an instant to read the room or the bind or the encroche where the swords meet. I need to know if I'm purposefully pressing or I'm deceptively pressing, and if my opponent is doing the same. If it goes hard, I go soft, which is surprisingly a very universal concept. If they go weak, I just go even harder on them and try to gain that midline on my favor. If they press, I let them pass, and I gain the upper hand. If they try to disengage, for example, I follow them. If they express the same force, I can work into their space and try to gain the sword. I can reach above, I can reach below, I can work a different angle. There's so many possibilities, and they are dictated by how those swords interact. That's farther from the scope of the nightly art and science of the longsword as an introduction. So we will work on that later on. More detail. I hope you have enjoyed our convoluted and fast track kind of worky presentation. I'm so glad my friend here survived. I need to work on it, so I promise to have something more sturdy next time we show up at the library station. Hopefully Travis will be with us. Thanks again for being with us here throughout the internet and physically present here. If anyone have any questions, okay. Please don't forget to sign.